Marie. Marie? Move to start.
What? Break a toe. So it's supposed to say break open their hearts.
Page 110. Page 110, Matovu. Matovu, Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Matovu. Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Vani berov chasdecha, Avo veitecha, Eshtachavel heichal kodshecha, beiratecha, Matovu, Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Adonai ahavti, me'on beitecha, umekom mishkan kevodecha, mishkan kevodecha, vani eshtachave vechra evracha lifnei Adonai osi Matovu, Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, משכנותיך ישראל, ואני תפילתי לך, אדוני את רצון, אלוהים ברוב חסדך, אלוהים ברוב חסדך, הנני באמת אישך. מה טובו, מה טובו, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל, מה טובו, מה טובו, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל, משכנותיך ישראל.
Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.
So what sound, besides the incredible voice of our chazan, our cantor, and the choir, and the sound of the organ, but what sound is more associated with this day than the blast of the shofar? And having tried to blow the shofar a number of times during this past month of Elul, you know, it's always a harrowing experience because you never quite know what's going to come out. What worked in your living room does not necessarily work in front of your community. But I think that's the essence of it. It's raw. It's that essential, visceral cry that calls us back to our essence. It is the Tekiah Gadola, that rouses us from our slumber and that reminds us this is indeed Yom Hadin, the day to look at ourselves with unflinching clarity as we face the new year. And then the Shvarim, those three blasts, they're like a cry, the cry of a child that call us back to the brokenness of this world, to memory. This is Yom HaZikaron, when we remember those who are maybe not here, not sitting beside us. And then there is the Truah, those multiple blasts, a call to action, a call that no matter our brokenness, no matter what we see when we look at ourselves clearly, we can step forward into this year with hope, with sweetness, with strength. And that's why we're here together, because we can't do it alone. So, as we engage in the first steps of opening 5778, I really charge you to, you know, if the words from up here aren't grabbing you at any moment, explore this machzor. There's incredible stuff in it. The font is small, but the poetry and the interpretations are so rich. You know, I was just in a spinning class the other morning, and the instructor said, don't chase the rhythm, be the rhythm. Be it. Don't chase what's going on up here, be it. Lift us with your prayer and your voices. And so we begin with the Baruch Hu, we rise, 142.
המבורך. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
144 in the middle, or Chadash.
אור חדש על ציון תאיר, ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו. ברוך אתה אדוני יוצר המאורות.
147 at the top. We'll read it responsively. I am the blossom pressed in a book, found again after 200 years, your turn. When the young girl who starves sits down to a table, she will sit beside me.
I am food on a prisoner's plate.
I am water rushing to the wellhead, filling the pitcher until it spills.
I am the patient gardener of the dry and weedy garden.
I am the stone step, the latch, and the working hinge.
I am the heart contracted by joy, the longest hair, white before the rest.
I am there in the basket of fruit presented to the widow.
I am the musk rose opening, unattended, the fern on the boggy summit.
I am the one whose love overcomes you, already with you, when you think to call my name. All life
Springs from a single fountainhead. Listen, Israel, know the oneness at the heart of multiplicity. With love and reverence, bear witness to Mekor HaChaim.
148. Bring us in peace from the four corners of the earth. Lead us with upright pride to the land that is ours.
For you are a God of miracles and wonders. From all the peoples of the earth you sought us out and brought us near to your great enduring truth.
So with love we acknowledge and proclaim that you are one.
Baruch atah Adonai, habocher be'emo Yisrael, be'ahava. Shema Yisrael, Adonai. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
You may be seated. 152.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
אדוני אלוהיכם
אמת.
159, offering the words of Rabbi Arnold J. Wolf, rabbi that sort of spans the distance from Rabbi Rudin to Rabbi Davidson. I try to walk the road of Judaism. Embedded in that road, there are many jewels. One is marked Sabbath, and one civil rights, and one kashrut, and one honor your parents, and one study of Torah, and one you shall be holy. There are at least 613 of them, and they are of all different shapes and sizes and weights. Some are light and easy for me to pick up, and I pick them up. Some are too deeply embedded for me, so far at least, though I get a little stronger by trying to extricate the jewels as I walk the street. Some perhaps I shall never be able to pick up. I believe that God expects me to keep on walking Judaism's street and to carry away whatever I can of its commandments. I do not believe that God expects me to lift what I cannot, nor may I condemn my fellow Jew who may not be able to pick up even as much as I can. We're on 164, Micha Mocha.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. שירה חדשה שיבחו גאולים לשמך על שפת הים, יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. צור ישראל קומה בעזרת ישראל, ופדי חינמך יהודה וישראל. גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו, קדוש ישראל. ברוך אתה אדוני גל ישראל.
Please rise, 166.
אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. זוכרנו לחיים, מלך חפץ בחיים, והוטמנו בספר החיים, למענך אלוהים חיים. זוכרנו לחיים, מלך חפץ בחיים, והוטמנו בספר החיים, למענך אלוהים חיים. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיי, ומצמיח ישועה. מי כמוך אל הרחמים, זוכר יצוריו לחיים, זוכר יצוריו לחיים ברחמים, לחיים ברחמים. ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל.
You may be seated. So we are about to offer the Unatana Tokef prayer, perhaps the most difficult prayer in all of our high holiday liturgy, really spelling out in no uncertain terms how harsh life can be, how unpredictable, how much is not in our control. Seeing so much on our news feed these days, it doesn't take too much of a reminder. Or even looking at the span of all that has occurred in this past year when we sat in this room together. But our tradition, while harsh at moments, is never meant to be cruel. These words are a wake-up call to remind us that in spite of everything that we cannot control, there is much that we can. We can control our tshuva work. We can clean up our relationships. We can strive to be our best selves. We can control our tefillah, the space we make for inward reflection. And we can control tzedakah, all the work we do to bring tzedek, justice, to this world. This is the essence of the Unatana Tokef. Turning the page to 172, I'll offer a reading in the middle of the page. Rabbi Wenig is one of our teachers at HUC. Why do I, for one, want to hear the Unatokef? Not only the comforting parts. An answer comes from the octogenarian, violinist Olga Bloom, founder of Barge Music in Brooklyn. Olga was once asked by the mayor of New York, "Olga, why don't you put the barge on pilings so that when a large boat passes and causes a wake, a barge won't rock anymore and the piano won't ever roll across the stage during a performance, as it once did?" Olga replied, "I will never put the barge up on pilings because all the beauty, all the art is in some way a wrestling with the impermanence and death. Unatana Tokef is an artistic wrestling with impermanence and death, with deeds and their consequences, with power and powerlessness, with fear and reassurance, with mistakes and second chances." 174. Let us proclaim the power of this day. It is a day whose holiness awakens deepest awe and inspires highest praise for your dominion. For your throne is the throne of love. Your reign is a reign of truth. Please rise.
Unatana Tokef Kedushat Hayom Ki Honora Ve'ayom Uvotina Sei Malchutecha Ve'yikon Bechesed Kisecha V'teishev alav be'emet.
In truth, you are judge and plaintiff, counselor and witness. You inscribe and seal, you record and recount. You remember all that we have forgotten. And when you open the book of memories, it speaks for itself. For every human hand leaves its mark, an imprint like no other. 176. And so a great shofar will cry, Tekiah. A still small voice will be heard. Angels in a whirl of fear and trembling will say, "Behold the day of judgment, for they too are judged. In your eyes, even they are not blameless. All who come into the world pass before you, like sheep before their shepherd. As a shepherd considers the flock, when it passes beneath the staff, you count and consider every life. You set bounds, you decide destiny, you inscribe judgments." 178.
Berosh Hashanah yikatevun uvyom tzom kippur yechatemun On Rosh Hashanah, this is written. On the fast of Yom Kippur, this is sealed. How many will pass away from this world? How many will be born into it? Who will live and who will die? Who will reach the ripeness of age? Who will be taken before their time? Who by fire and who by water? Berosh Hashanah yikatevun uvyom tzom kippur yechatemun Who by war and who by beast, who by famine and who by drought, who by earthquake and who by plague, who by strangling and who by stoning. Berosh Hashanah yikatevun uvyom tzom kippur yechatemun Who will rest and who will wander? Who will be tranquil and who will be troubled? Who will be calm and who tormented? Who will live in poverty and who in prosperity? Who will be humbled and who exalted? Berosh Hashanah yikatevun uvyom tzom kippur yechatemun
180, together at the top. But through return to the right path, through prayer and righteous giving, we can transcend the harshness of the decree.
Uteshuva, utefila, utsadaka, mavirin et ragzera.
184, we continue with the sanctification of God's name.
Nekadesh et shimcha baram keshem shemagdishim oto bishmei maram kakatuv al yad neviecha vekara el ze ve'amar. Adir Adirenu Adonai Adonenu Ma'adir Shimcha Bechol Haaretz. Echad hu Eloheinu hu Avinu hu Malkeinu hu Moshienu vehu Yashmienu ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. לדור ודור, hallelujah.
We continue on page 90. And just a note, we are still standing, but if it's too hard for any of you, no judgment. If someone needs to sit down, that's fine, as long as your spirit is standing. Middle of 190. And so in your holiness, give the righteous the gift of a vision, bright with joy, a world where evil has no voice, and the rule of malevolence fades like a wisp of smoke. Good people everywhere will celebrate the stunning sight of arrogance gone from the earth. 192 in the middle.
קדוש אתה ונורא שמך ואין אלוה מבלעדיך ככתוב ויגבה אדוני צבאות במשפט והאל הקדוש נקדש בצדקה ברוך אדוני המלך הקדוש.
196.
Top of 196. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu ya'aleh ve'yavo ve'yagia ve'yera'eh ve'yiratzeh. Our God and God of the generations before us, may a memory of us ascend and come before you. May it be heard and seen by you, winning your favor and reaching your awareness, together with the memory of our ancestors, the memory of your sacred city, Yerushalayim, and the memory of your people, the family of Israel. May we be remembered for safety, well-being, and favor, for love and compassion, for life, and for peace on this day of remembrance. Zochrenu Adonai Eloheinu, bo l'tovah.
Amen.
Eternal our God, remember us. Ufogdenu vo livracha, be mindful of us and redeem us.
Amen.
V'hoshi'enu vo, the chaim, for a life of goodness and blessing.
Amen.
Amen.
We turn to 202 for the great Aleinu.
So in a few moments, after we chant the great Aleinu, we will hear the powerful sounds of the shofar, and this will mark Malchuyot, or kingship, the first part of our shofar service. And so as we listen, as we pray, I invite all of you to think about the unique call of the shofar. What do you hear? Many of us come to the call of the shofar from many different paths. We hear the shofar in very different ways, and I doubt that we all hear it in the same way. As I said, Malchuyot in Hebrew translates to kingship or sovereignty, and rather than imagining us in a royal court, I like to imagine this section of our prayers as a call to the awareness of our individual sacred paths. So I invite you to take this moment to reflect on your year, your challenges, your successes, your relationships. What strengthened? What was missing? What was sacred? Do you remember the mundane moments? Sometimes those can be as sacred as our greatest moments. The Malchuyot calls of the shofar makes me ponder about the creation and our place in it. It makes me feel the sanctity of all that is around us. I know you're standing, but a very brief story. Bear with me. A rabbi once sat in a study with 3 B'nai Mitzvah students. He posed them this question: if you had 1 hour remaining in your life, what would you do in that 1 hour? The first student opened the book, read a little, and answered the question, I would spend that hour studying Torah. The second student closed her eyes, and she answered the question, I would spend that hour praying. The third student looked at the rabbi, thought long and hard, and then answered the question, I would spend that hour loving and being with my family. They looked anxiously at the rabbi, awaiting to hear his response, and he smiled at them and said, each of you has given a deep and holy answer. So they quickly rushed to him and they asked him, well, what would you do in that last hour, Rabbi? What would you do? He said, I wouldn't do anything different from what I'm doing now. For all of life, all of our moments, all of our time, it is sacred. And so I invite you, as we listen to the majestic sound of the great Aleinu and of the shofar to follow, to meditate about your response to the shofar. How do you make your daily life sacred? How do you follow your individual Jewish path? Please remain standing. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל המונם ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים.
Page 203.
Awake, you sleepers,
From your sleep, rouse yourself from your slumber. Awake like Israel at the sea to the joyful song of Miriam and Moses.
Sing to the eternal, for God has surged in triumph. Eternal.
Awake like Israel at Sinai to the dignity of being God's partners.
You shall be for me a holy nation, a sovereign community of priests.
Examine your deeds and return to God. Remember your Creator, you who are caught up in the daily routine, losing sight of eternal truth. You who waste your years in vain pursuits that neither profit nor save. Hear the rousing call to repentance. Hear and know the truth of a higher power. Page 206, our first calls of the shofar.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu lishmoa kol shofar. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazaman hazeh.
Amen.
Tekiah. Shivarim tenuah. Tekiah. Tekiah. Shivarim. Tekiah. Tekiah. Tenuah. Areshet sifatenu yerav lefanecha el ram benisa. Areshet sifatenu yerav lefanecha el ram benisa. Mevinu mazin ma bitu makshiv lekol tekiyatenu. Mevinu mazin ma bitu makshiv lekol tekiyatenu. Utkabel berachamim uvratzon seder malchiyotenu. We're going to sing that 3 times, so you guys are going to join with me the second time. I'm just warning you now.
I'm actually going to invite you to sit for a moment because we're about to open the ark. But you have to remain with full spiritual presence because we are at the moment of the priestly benediction. And so this is, of course, our people's most ancient blessing. And it's a moment when you give this threefold blessing as a rabbi or as a cantor, it's intensely personal. But as I said at the beginning of the service, it's intensely communal. And so as we offer these words, I invite you, if you're comfortable doing so, you know or potentially love the person sitting next to you, you can hold a hand, put your arm around that person, even if you don't know them so well, with their permission, or maybe just a gaze, but really, who's around you at this moment?
If you have a tallis on, share the fringe with your neighbor.
יברכך אדוני וישמרך.
May God bless you, and may God keep you.
יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונקה.
There's a great light shining down from above. That's the light of warmth and inspiration and compassion and passion. Channel that light every day, every moment, with our loved ones, with the world.
יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך
May this year be a year that brings you closer, ever closer, to wholeness within, to peace, and may you share that gift with tenacity and courage and wisdom and joy to make this world more whole.
Amen. Amen.
We now turn to page 223, calling up our...
216.
Ooh, sorry, got ahead of myself.
In the middle of page 216, B'Sefer Chaim. Please sing with us. B'Sefer Chaim 216.
Last paragraph in Hebrew.
B'Sefer Chaim, B'Sefer Chaim, Beracha v'shalom u'farnasa tova. B'Sefer Chaim, B'Sefer Chaim, Beracha v'shalom u'farnasa tova. Nizacher v'nikatev lefanecha, lefanecha. Nizacher v'nikatev lefanecha, lefanecha. אנחנו וכל עמך בית ישראל לחיים טובים ולשלום. Please join us בספר חיים, בספר חיים, ברכה ושלום ופרנסה טובה. One more time. בספר חיים, בספר חיים, ברכה ושלום ופרנסה טובה.
Now we rise, 223. Calling up all our ark openers and Torah holders. Come on up, this is your moment.
Ark openers and Torah holders. Oh, it's okay. Keep going. You too. Without the hugs, what's it for? Michael, wow. I mean that actually. Without the hugs, what's the point? I mean it. Hello, hello, hello. We're on page 223, Avinu Malkeinu, top of 223. Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Kolenu. Avinu Malkeinu, Almighty and merciful, hear our voice.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu Lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have strayed and sinned before you. Avinu Malkeinu, Chamol Aleinu, Ve'al Olaleinu V'tapenu. Avinu Malkeinu, have compassion on us and our families.
Avinu Malkeinu, Kale Dever V'cherev Ra'av Me'aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, halt the onslaught of sickness, violence, hunger, earthquake. Avinu Malkeinu, Kale Kol Tsar Umastin Me'aleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, halt the reign of those who cause pain and terror.
Avinu Malkeinu, Kotvenu B'Sefer Chayim Tovim.
Avinu Malkeinu, enter our names in the book of lives well lived. Avinu Malkeinu, Chadesh Aleinu, Shana Tova. Avinu Malkeinu, renew for us a year of goodness. Avinu Malkeinu, Chonenu V'anenu, Ki ein banu ma'asim, Aseh imanu tzedakah v'chesed v'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Almighty and merciful, answer us with grace, for our deeds are wanting. Save us through acts of justice and love.
Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Koleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu Lefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu, Chamol Aleinu, Ve'al Aleinu, V'tapenu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Kotvenu B'Sefer Chayim Tovim. Avinu Malkeinu, Hadesh Aleinu, Aleinu, Shana Tova. Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Koleinu, Shema Koleinu, Shema Koleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Choneinu v'aneinu, ki ein banu masim, aseh imanu tzedaka v'chesed, aseh imanu tzedaka v'chesed v'hoshienu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Choneinu v'aneinu, ki ein banu masim.
Top of 227, Ein Kamocha.
Ein kamocha v'Elohim Adonai. Malachutecha malachut kol olamim umemshaltecha bechol dor v'ador. Adonai oz lamo yitein, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Heitiv avirtzoncha et Zion, tivnei chomot Yerushalayim, tivnei chomot Yerushalayim, ki b'cha levad batachnu, melech el ram v'nisa adon olamim.
Top of 228. Everyone with the Torah, turn around. Let the world see our beautiful Torah scrolls. At the top of 28, we're going to offer the 13 forgiving attributes of God, first in English, and then we'll sing it. Together, join me in English. God, Adonai, Adonai. God, compassionate, gracious, endlessly patient, loving and true, showing mercy to the 1,000th generation, forgiving evil, defiance, and wrongdoing, granting pardon. And now the Hebrew above. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Notze Chesed La'alafim, Nose Avon V'Fesha V'Chata V'Nake. One last time, everyone together. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Notze Chesed La'alafim, Nose Avon V'Fesha V'Chata V'nakeh
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh v'nora Shemo. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh v'nora Shemo. Gadlul Adonai tiun romema Shemo yachdav.
Go to your spot.
Lecha Adonai hagedola v'hagevura v'hatiferet ha'hetzach v'hahod ki hol b'shamayim u'varetz ki hol b'shamayim u'varetz Lecha Adonai הממלכה והמתנשא לכל לראש. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, ולא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. רוממו אדוני רוממו, רוממו אדוני רוממו, רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. רוממו אדוני רוממו, רוממו אדוני רוממו, רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. והשתחוו להר קודשו, והשתחוו להר קודשו, והשתחוו להר קודשו, והשתחוו להר קודשו, אחנו אלוהינו רוממו. על שלושה דברים, please join me. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד, על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים, על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. רוממו אדוני רוממו, רוממו אדוני רוממו, רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אלוהינו רוממו, רוממו אדוני רוממו, רוממו אדוני רוממו, רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. והשתחוו להר קודשו, והשתחוו להר קודשו, והשתחוו להר קודשו, והשתחוו להר קודשו, אחרי אלוהינו רוממו. One last time. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד, לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה.
Please be seated.
All right, all right. It's a beautiful moment for so many reasons. So many reasons. It's a beautiful moment. The first reason I'm going to share is because our beloved Bill Perez is in the room. Bill. Bill, I want to just say that there are a lot better ways to get the rest of us to figure out how to make this place run than for you to, have this little issue you've had. So, a speedy and complete recovery to you, Bill. Donna, we love you, your family, and it's a great privilege and pleasure that you're here. And Bill, for Yom Kippur, I expect you to raise the Torah, okay? Secondly, Torah, if you've never stood at the Torah and seen it up close and personal, watch someone follow along, please feel free to do this. There are people who might feel like they own it, and that's because they do, God bless you, because they come regularly on Tuesday and Thursday mornings when we read Torah on Thursday mornings. So go be close to a Torah if you'd like. Okay.
And we'll be chanting from up here, but following along in each of those scrolls. So it's a wonderful mitzvah and opportunity that's open to anyone.
So I want to first ask Tracy Feldman and Josh Oken to come up. They're Torah readers for the first Aliyah, and also Sophia and Rebecca Watman. We're on page 238 if you want to be, don't be shy, come on up, friends, Torah readers. We're on page 238 if you want to follow along in the Torah reading in our prayer book, our Machzor. Where are the Watmans? There they are. So,
and for the honor of the first Aliyah, calling up the Stumers, Susan and Mar.
Take this.
All of the Stumers.
Yeah, it's so great that you're up here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let them do the blessing. Sorry, she's eager. The blessing first. Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu Adonai, Baruch Adonai, Baruch Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher banu b'kol ha'olam, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai, Nosei HaTorah.
Amen. Amen. V'Adonai pachad et Sarah, ka'asher amar, vayas Adonai leSarah, ka'asher deber. V'tahar v'telet Sarah la'Avraham, bein lezikunav lamoed, asher deber oto Elohim. Vayikra Avraham et Shem beno hanoled lo, asher yolda lo Sarah Yitzhak.
Vayamal Avraham et Yitzhak beno ben Shmona Yamim Ka'asher Zivra Oto Elohim Ve'Avraham Be'me'at Shana Ve'hivaled Lo et Yitzhak beno Vatomer Sarah Zechok Asali Elohim Kol HaShomeya Yitzhak Li.
Okay, blessing, guys.
Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam natan b'toheinu. Baruch Atah Adonai, Notei HaTorah.
Amen.
Okay.
And for the second Aliyah, calling up the Kessners, Marcy and Gary. They like the little font, very impressive.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bracha banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai, Notein HaTorah.
Amen. Vatomer mi milel leAvraham Eini kavanim Sarah Ki eladati vein lizkunav Vayigadal hayeled vayigamal Va'as Avraham mishte gadol Beyom higamel et Yitzchak Vateres Sarah et ben Hagar hamitzrid Asher yalda l'Avraham mitzachek.
Vatomer l'Avraham geresh ha'ama hazot v'et bana ki lo yirash ben hama hazot im beni im Yitzchak. Vayera hadevar meod b'nei Avraham al odot beno Vayomar Elohim El Avraham, Al Yera B'einecha, Al Hana'ar V'Al Hamatecha, Kol Asher Hatomar Heilecha, Sarah Shama Bekola, Ki Vayitzchak, Yikare Lecha Zara.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'torchenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
And for the third Aliyah, Aliyah Shlishit, Erica Prager and Jeff Hessel.
And I want to call up our next Torah readers, Lori Beth Schwartz, and also the Zieglers. That would be as Grandpa Martin, Dad Jordan, and Zachary. Hold on. Let our Torah readers get up here. Yeah. Come on, Zieglers. Oh, yeah, and also Benny. We'll be starting, if you're following along, on verse 13. Where's Lori Beth? No, hold on. You're Pagam, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. V'gam et ben hama legoy asimenu ki zaracha hu vayashkem Avraham baboker vayikach lechem v'chemat mayim vayitein el hagar sam al shichma ve'et hayeled vayashalcheach vatelech vateta bimidbar ve'er shava vayechlu hamayim min hachemet vatashlech et hayeled tachat achad hasichim vatelech vateshev la mineged harchek ki mitachve keshet ki amra al ere bimot hayaled vateshev mineged vatisa et kola vatevk vayishma Elohim et kol hana'ar vayikra malach Elohim el hagar min hashamayim vayomer la malach hagar al tir'i ki shema Elohim el kol hana'ar basher husham kumi se'i et hana'ar v'hachziki et yadcha bo ki legoy gadol asimenu.
Amazing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu, Baruch atah Adonai, notein haTorah.
Amen. And for the fourth Aliyah, Aliyah Revi'it, the Weiler Friedlands. Come on up. Stephen and Randy and Liza and Kieran.
As they're coming up, this is 3 generations reading from the Torah together. Grandpa, Dad, and recent bar mitzvah. Is it a year? Yeah, it's a year, over a year. And little brother to come in December. So Benny's getting a sneak preview.
Baruch Adonai Hamorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah.
Vayivkach Elohim et eineho v'tereh v'or mayim v'telech v'tamalei et hachemet mayim v'tash et hana'ar. Vayihi Elohim et hana'ar vayigdal vayoshev b'midbar vayihi roveh ka'ashat.
Vayeset b'midbar paran, vatikach lo imo isha me'eretz Mitzrayim, ve'yahi be'ad ha'i, vayomer Avimelech, ufi kol sar sivao el Avraham lemor, Elohim imcha bechol ashar ata oseh.
Ve'ata hisha hishava li ve'Elohim hena im tishkor li ulanani ulanati kechesed asher asiti imcha tasiyeh imadi va'im haaretz asher garta ba.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah.
Amen. Oh my gosh,
And for the fifth Aliyah, Aliyah Hamishit, the Oneg Mensch Committee. So I don't know if anyone has noticed, but we've had a huge bump up in our quality of onegs. I like to think people are coming to services for the prayer, for the brilliant sermons, might be for the cream puffs. So that's because this devoted circle who's coming all the way up to the Torah right now, week after week, literally spends hours making incredible stuff that allows us to linger and talk to each other and feel cared for. And they're often, you know, we don't always see their faces.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Habarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah.
Amen.
Vayomer Abraham Anochi Ishavea V'chochiach Avraham et Avimelech al odot be'er hamayim asher gazlu ovdei Avimelech. Vayomer Avimelech lo yadati mi asa et hadavar hazeh v'gam ata lo higadata li v'gam anochi lo shamati bilti hayom. Vayikach Avraham zon uvakar vayiten l'Avimelech v'yikretu shnehem berit vayatsev Avraham et Sheva kivshat hatzon livdahen. Vayomer Avimelech el Avraham mahena Sheva kivasot ha'ele asher hafsavta livadana. Vayomer ki et Sheva kivasot tichak mayadi ba'avor tihye li le'eda ki hafarti et habe'er hazot.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei lanu natav Eloheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
And so, as we enter our 90th year, we want to honor two amazing Temple Beth-El members who are also entering their 9th decade, Lee Seaman and Mel Sachs.
So we have a few, I think there are a few 90-year-olds, no? So I think we have some folks who are in their 9th decade, as Temple Beth-El is about to be in its 9th decade. Anyone? Wait. So please rise. I should finish my sentence. Miriam, rise. Rise. Please rise. This aliyah is for everyone in their 9th decade.
If you're not in your 9th decade,
it's for everyone in the 9th decade. Or if you're, I guess if you're dreaming about your 9th decade, get into that too. Dr. Sufer, awesome. Oh my gosh, amazing. You want to come up, Dr. Sufer?
Baruch Adonai HaBaruch.
Baruch Adonai HaBaruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Adonai HaBaruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'cha banu mikol ha'amim
v'natan lanu et Torato.
Baruch atah Adonai
noten haTorah. Amen. Al kein kara lamakom mahu be'ershava ki sham nishbu shneim v'yichretu v'rit be'ershava vayakam Avimelech ufi chol sar tzvao v'yashuvu el eretz plishtim vayita eshel be'er shava Vayikra Sham b'Shem Adonai El Olam. Last verse. Vayagar Avraham Beretz Plishtim Yamim Rabihim.
Baruch Atoy Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayolam natan.
Baruch Atoy Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen.
I'd like to actually ask everyone to rise. This is unscripted, but it is an incredible honor and privilege and joy for me to spend time. Actually, if I could spend 6.5 hours out of every day, out of every 12-hour work day, working with beautiful human beings, just caring about one letter of Hebrew. Master one letter, it can change your life. I'm serious. I know it sounds crazy, but I believe it from the deepest place of my heart. So Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, dear God of our fathers and mothers, our grandfathers and great-great-great-grandmothers, bless these beautiful souls with an ever-growing passion to learn a letter. Bless all of this Kehillah Kedoshah, this sacred community, to have the faith and the trust in you, Holy One, of blessing, that with a single letter one's life can begin to change. Thank you for the courage and the willingness and the mastery that each of you brought. And let us all say, Amen. It all started with you, Lori Beth, 5 years ago. You were the only one. And over the course of the high holidays, I think there's 16 different people who are chanting Torah.
Okay, you may be seated.
I have to say one last thing. Tracy, stay here. I could not have done this without my partner in Torah learning and Torah teaching. Tracy, as you might have noticed, last year chanted beautifully. And then she was like, I want to do more. So I thought, wow, let's have you become a teacher. And so a lot of the teaching and learning that happens is because of the partnership that we have and the learning that you've been doing and the growing and the journey that you're on. Thank you so much, Tracy.
So before we raise the Torah, while she is still open before us, we take a moment, as always, for Mishaberach, our prayer for healing. And as we offer these words, we channel some of the strength and courage that we saw up here and bring it to anyone we're thinking of, maybe someone right in this room in need of healing of any kind, victims of natural disaster, and so many more. We're on the middle of 2:45.
Mishaberach avotenu mekor habracha le'aimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu Mikor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
And for the honor of raising and dressing the Torah, I'm happy to call up the Hopes, all of them. I already feel more hopeful. All right, everybody, let's rise. The blessing that we'll offer as the Torah is raised can be found on the bottom of 246.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. יאללה 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 Yalla la 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 yalla la yalla la yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la yalla la 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 yalla la yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la 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 Ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya 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 la 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 la.
You may be seated.
Please be seated. So for our Haftarah reading, it is my honor to invite Roger Tillis and Nina Koppelman, our past presidents, and we're going to do something a little bit different from past years. I'd also like to invite Kara Laufer and Sophie Miro, who are going to help us chant the Torah today. So I see Sophie coming down. Kara, is Kara here? There she is. All right. So we are first going to begin. Come on. I'm going to stand right here. Kara's right here. So Kara and Sophie represent some of the B'nai Mitzvah students, some of the students that have had their bar bat mitzvahs. They're representing the whole class, and we are giving them this honor. They have learned to help us chant the Haftarah, and I'm really excited to have them here to help me with the Haftarah. And thank you so much, Nina and Roger. And we're going to start with the blessings for the Haftarah on page 258. We're first going to do them in Hebrew, and then we'll do them in English. If you would like to follow along with the Haftarah, we're going to... 247.
247.
We're going to start on page... So the blessing is on page 247, and then we're going to chant from page 252 towards the bottom. We're going to... chapter 2, verse 1 through verse 10. And so the prayers... the prayer before the Haftarah, page 247. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar binviim tovim v'ratza v'divreihem hane'emarim behemet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher batorah uv'Moshe avdo uv'Yisrael amo v'invi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek.
Blessed are you, our God, eternal, supreme power of the universe, who called forth noble prophets to speak the truth. Blessed are you, God of eternity, who delights in the Torah, in Moses, God's servant, in Israel, God's people, and in prophets of truth and right.
Vatitpalel Hana, Vatomar alat libi, Badonai Ramach karni, Badonai Ramach ki Elohivai, ki samachti bishuatecha, ein kadosh kadonai, ke'ein sur, kelohenu, ein sur, kelohenu. Al tarbu tadaberu, give ohar, yitzeh atak mi pehe, ki el edor Adonai, velo nikenu alilo, keshet giborim tahim, Nakshalim, Azeru Hayil.
Shiveim balechem niskaru urevim hadelu adakara yalda shiva verababanim umlala Adonai memit umchaye Morim Sheol v'haya'al Adonai Morish u'ma'asif shir mishpil af meromei mekim me'afar dal me'ashpot yadim Evyon lehoshiv im nidavim v'hisechevod yanchilem ki ladonai metzukei eretz vayashet alehem tevel raglei chasidav yishmor urshaim bechoshech yaidamu ki lo bechochach Yigbar ish Adonai yechetu merivo alai bashamayim yar'eim Adonai yadin efesei aretz Vayiten oz lemalko vayarem keren meshicho. And the concluding blessing on page 259. Page 259.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, tzur kol haolamim, tzadik b'chol hadorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer v'oseh, hamdaber umkayem, shechol devorov emet v'tzedek, al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah, V'al hanvi'im, v'al yom hazikaron hazeh, shenatatu lanu Adonai Eloheinu, l'chavod ultifaret, al hakol Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach, umvarchim otach, yitbarach shimcha b'fi chol chai, tamid le'olam va'ed, udvarcha emet v'chayam la'od, Baruch atah Adonai, Melech al kol haaretz, Mekadesh Yisrael, v'yom hazikaron. Amen.
This is when the part when you're supposed to get comfortable. A Midrash, Bereshit Rabbah 39:1. Mashal le'achad shehaya over mimakom lemakom. A man was traveling from place to place. V'ra'a bira achat doleket. When he saw a castle on fire and asked, Habira hazo belo manhig? Is this castle without a master? And so Rabbi Isaac explains, Abraham, he was in fact that wanderer, a man who saw the world on fire and who asked, Ha'olam hazeh belo manhig? Is it possible that this castle, this world, has no guide, no master, no one to look after it? And then continues Rabbi Isaac, the Holy One, peeked out of that top window and answered, Ani hu ba'al ha'olam, I am the master of the castle. I am the one watching over this world. But now I ask, where has the master of our castle gone? As in Abraham's vision, this world is indeed aflame, burning with the white-hot fear of a refugee child, of a dreamer awaiting deportation, ablaze with the sickening glow of white nationalist tiki torches, the terror of earthquake rubble, and the menacing thermonuclear heat of a hydrogen bomb. And it's not just emotional or geopolitical heat. The metaphor of that castle in our ancient parable has now turned to prophecy. And we can actually feel the singeing heat of those flames. Since January 1st of this year, our country has endured almost 40,000 wildfires, nearly 6 million acres burned. This very month, ash rained down in the Pacific Northwest, turning the skies a disorienting color of brownish orange, and the air heavy with the smell of burnt wood. This is a world of flame. Every 24 hours, our Earth's atmosphere, that precious and thin envelope which surrounds our planet, traps as much heat energy as would be released by 400,000 Hiroshima-sized atomic bombs every day. From the year 1880, when temperatures began to be recorded, we here on planet Earth have been on a steady climb, with 2016 the hottest year on record ever. 2017 continuing that trend. This past January, the North Pole rose a freakish 50 degrees above a normal temperature for winter. And this past summer, an iceberg about the size of the state of Delaware split off from Antarctica's Larsen C ice shelf. This is a world of flame. Who by fire? 90% of the heat trapped by a warming planet goes into the oceans, causing more vapor, more rainfall, more flooding, more storms. In November 2013, a year after Sandy's super typhoon Haiyan hit the Philippines, making history, and along with it, 4 million climate refugees. Why is it that hurricanes are given such innocuous names? Jose, Maria. Harvey, in 6 days, dumped an estimated 27 trillion gallons of rain over Texas and Louisiana. Houston reported 56,000 calls to 911 in the first 15 hours of that storm alone. The National Weather Service called the flooding in that city unprecedented. And now, after Irma, the largest power restoration in the history of the US begins. Raise your hand if you know someone who has been seriously affected, or maybe even somewhat, by either hurricanes Irma, Harvey, Sandy, Jose, Maria. Thank you. Weather events that would normally occur once in 500 years, once in 1,000, have now become the norm. CNN now calls itself Hurricane Central. Psalm 18, Vayera'u afike mayim, then the channels of water were seen. Minishmat ruach, at the blast of your breath, Adonai. Today we celebrate Yom Ha'arat Ha'olam, the birthday of the world, and also the announcement of Isaac's birth, a conception so wildly beyond his mother's imagination that in this morning's Torah reading, Sarah laughs in sheer disbelief at the miracle, the joy of new life. Pardon the non sequitur, but just a few weeks ago, as I typed the first words of this sermon, I was sitting in a Jerusalem apartment, and if I had walked out to the balcony and leaned just a little over to the left, I would have seen the Dome of the Rock and Mount Moriah, the hill which Abraham and Isaac will ascend together in tomorrow's Torah reading. Today we celebrate Isaac's birth, new life, possibility, hope. But what about tomorrow, when the joy of birth will become the terror of near sacrifice? As I sat by my window, breathing in the Jerusalem air, it struck me, this reality, that despite our immeasurable love for our children, since times of old, we as parents have been so willing to put their lives, their future on the line. Here are the Torah verses we read tomorrow on the second day of Rosh Hashanah. God called to Abraham, saying, Kachna et bincha et yechidcha asher ahavta, take your only beloved son, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah, va'alehu sham lo'olah, and sacrifice him there as a burnt offering. We know the story. Abraham rises early, loads his donkey, takes 2 servants and enough wood for the offering, and on the 3rd day he looks up, sees the place from afar, knowing what will happen atop that mountain. This is Abraham's trial. Not will he go through with the sacrifice, but will he save his son? Vayikach Avraham et atzei olah, and Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering. Vayisam al Yitzchak beno, and he laid it on the back of his son Isaac. In his hand et ha'esh ve'et ha'ma'achelet, the fire and the knife. Vayahu shnehem yachdav, and they walk on together. Then Isaac breaks the silence. Daddy? And Abraham answers, Hineni bani, here I am, son. Says Isaac, I see the fire and the wood, but where's the lamb for the offering? I wonder, did Abraham have the courage to look into his son's eyes and imagine not? Elohim yireh lo haseh. God will provide the lamb for the burnt offering, my son. Abraham lived in a culture of child sacrifice. That's just what ancient people did to please the deity of the day. But are we any different? Do we not sharpen the knife and place the wood, the burden of our choices, on the backs of our children as we indulge the deities of our comforts and our habits of consumption, the deities of our blindness? Like Abraham, we lift the onus off ourselves. Elohim yireh lo haseh. God will provide. The results of our choices will somehow be absolved, will vanish. A solution will come. Hey, what's a couple degrees anyways? I never much like the snow. Vayahu shnehem yachdav. And the 2 of them went on together. Like Abraham and Isaac headed up Mount Moriah, we too walk steadily towards the altar on which the next generation may soon be sacrificed. Who by water? The Great Pacific Garbage Patch, also described as the Pacific Trash Vortex, is a soupy collection of marine debris, mostly plastic, in the central North Pacific. And it's estimated to be roughly the size of Texas. Like a planet with its own gravitational field, it takes a plastic bottle 3 years to make a full rotation. That's an alarming image. But even more frightening is what will happen over time to that bottle. You see, plastic never really decomposes. It just becomes microplastic, irretrievable, a part of the ocean, the waves that wash up on our beautiful Long Island shore, the fish we consume, the water we drink. Maybe you know that Long Island is one of the only 13 regions in the US in which 100% of the drinking water comes from an underground aquifer. That's 3 million people, we and our neighbors, pouring lawn fertilizer, household chemicals, pharmaceutical drugs, and untreated septic tank waste into the ground, the very source of our drinking water. According to Governor Cuomo, the geography of Long Island makes it the most environmentally sensitive part of the entire state of New York. As an example, dioxane, originally used as an industrial solvent, can be found at the highest level in the nation, right here in Nassau and Suffolk counties. And as many of us are aware, a toxic plume dating back decades, if untreated, will continue moving further north from the site of a former weapons manufacturing plant on Marcus Ave, straight to Great Neck. It's not just Flint. Our water nationwide is at risk, with a reported 15 million of us drinking water tainted with known carcinogens. But in February, a rule that prevented coal mining companies from dumping debris into local streams was revoked. And quickly after that, in April, limits to toxic discharge from power plants into public waterways, they were all rolled back. But we continue, like Abraham and Isaac, walking steadily up the mountain. BPA, an industrial chemical used to make plastic bottles, plastic wrap, the lining of food cans, even ATM, and all those shiny cash register receipts. It's an endocrine disruptor associated with multiple health risks, particularly those related to child development. One recent study has posited that 100% of both young and unborn children have some level of BPA circulating in their bloodstreams. But as of 2013, BPA was estimated to have a total market value of 13 billion. And so we continue. Vayelchu shnehem yachtav. Who by air? Asthma is the leading chronic disease in our youth, affecting 62 million American children. It's the top reason for missed school days. When our own son was little, daily nebulizer treatments were just a part of the routine, 1-2 times a day. I learned how to press my ear into his tiny back and to recognize the exact particular sound of that crackly wheeze that meant it was time to go to the ER. This is personal. It's also political. The correlation between the burning of carbon-based fuels and respiratory disease is direct. Worldwide air pollution kills 6.5 million every year. But this past February, the Dakota Access Pipeline was approved, and in April, guidelines mandating that federal agencies account for greenhouse gas emissions in environmental reviews, those mandates were withdrawn. Vayelchu shnehem yachtav. Who by drought? The U.S. Surgeon General deems climate change a serious, immediate, and global threat to human health, and thus, of course, to political stability. From 2006 to 2010, Syria experienced the worst drought in 900 years. 60% of its farms destroyed, 80% of its livestock killed, and 1.5 million refugees driven into Syria's cities, intensifying an escalating conflict which now has affected 8.4 million children. And so we climb. Vayelchu shnehem yachtav. As a parent, one of the first things you do is you take out those little board books. What does the lion say? The monkey, the frog, the elephant. In this century, we are on course to lose half of the species in the web, this glorious web of life, to extinction. But we continue. We are Abraham. Vayavo el hamakom asher amar lo Elohim. When they reached the place God had told Abraham about, they built an altar there and arranged the wood. Vayalkod et Yitzchak beno, and he bound his son Isaac and laid him on the altar on top of the wood. Vayishlach Avraham et yado, then he reached out his hand and took the knife to slay his son. Shvarim. The broken call of the shofar, like the cry of a child, tears us from our slumber and shatters the walls that blind us, demanding that we look with unflinching honesty into the eyes of our children. and our grandchildren. Al tishlach yadcha el hana'ar, do not raise your hand against the child, cries the angel. Va'al ta'as lo muma, don't harm him in any way. Vayisa Avraham et einav, and Abraham looked up, and there in the thicket, he sees that ram caught by its horns. He went over, takes the ram, vaya'alehu la'olah tachat bano, and sacrifices it instead of his own son. Abraham was chosen to be the first Jew because he had the capacity to notice, to see the castle on fire, to hear the cry of the angel, to realize that there was another way. Our shofar, that ram's horn, is the affirmation of our human capacity to change, to awaken. Said the prophet Ezekiel, if someone hears the sound of the horn but ignores the warning, then that person's blood shall be on his own head. Lo ta'amod al dam re'echa, you shall not stand idly on the blood of your fellow human being. Whatever your passion, your angst, your cause, maybe it's healthcare or the elimination of disease, the refugee crisis or immigration or national security or fighting for the equitable treatment of all human beings, our earth is the foundation on which every one of those issues rests. But will we hear the angel's call? Will we answer it? Will we know the time to act is now? Wrote Wallace Stevens, after the final no, there comes a yes. And on that yes, the future depends. Hineni, here we are. November 2016, 195 countries pledged to reduce global greenhouse emissions to net zero by the second half of this century. And this past summer, 247 US mayors announced that their own cities would adopt robust efforts to limit greenhouse emissions on a local scale. And states can step up and take action. Look out west. Even as California's population grows, its greenhouse emissions fall. Hineni. In 1 hour, planet Earth absorbs as much energy from the sun as the entire global population uses in a full year. Thus, even a slight increase in our ability to harvest solar power could have massive consequences. According to the Earth Policy Institute, 15 years ago, the market for solar power was projected to grow at about 1 gigawatt per year. Last year, we beat that estimate 77 times over. New solar technologies are bursting forth at an exponential rate similar to the swift proliferation of mobile phones. Costs decrease, technology improves, and we reach what is called in economic terms grid parity. It's already often so much cheaper to go with renewable sources than gas, coal, or nuclear. Hineni. Chile, the first South American country to enact a carbon tax, has experienced jaw-dropping increase in the dependence on solar power. In 2013, Chile had 11 megawatts of solar capacity. By 2019, Chile plans to achieve capacity for 13,000 megawatts. In 6 years, 11 to 13,000. Okay. Maybe Chile is an outlier because of the great sunlight, but it represents a trend. Even in Minnesota, solar power is often cheaper than gas. Many engaged in hard-nosed financial analysis see worldwide investment in solar power rising at such a rate that it seems it will soon overtake investment in all other power sources. And as of last year, US solar industry jobs outnumbered jobs in coal, oil, and gas. Consider developing countries. There are more people in India with no electricity than our entire US population. But now, because of new solar technology, people living off the grid in the most rudimentary homes have access to solar power. Picture a panel on the roof of a hut made from clay and straw. Hineni. Okay, forget the solar stuff. Maybe we're not so high-tech. Consider the meat industry. According to scientists at the Oxford Martin School, if the world were to adopt a vegetarian diet worldwide, we'd cut down on global food-related emissions 63% by 2050. But I know that a become a vegetarian plan is not going to fly in my home. So what if a vegetarian diet isn't necessarily your speed? Imagine this. If the world were simply to adhere to basic health guidelines when it comes to meat consumption, we could cut food-related greenhouse gases by 1/3. Each time we sit down to eat, our choices heal. They matter. Hineni. We read that at the beginning of time, the very moment that we celebrate today, Ruach Elohim mirafefet al pnei hamayim, the Ruach of God, it hovered over the face of the deep. The Hebrew word Ruach means both spirit and wind. Wind alone could supply 40 times all the energy that this earth needs. Georgetown, Texas, a red town in a red state, with a population of 50,000, is powered entirely by wind and solar energy. Mayor Dale Ross doesn't see this as an environmental issue, not at all. He says, it's just dollars and cents. Democrat or Republican, high-rise or mud hut dweller, those with tired eyes and those who with sparkling clarity have just opened them. Hineni, we are here, we are ready, and the next generation will lead the way. 17-year-old Shutas Martinez is a hip-hop artist and a climate activist from Boulder, Colorado. Directing the organization Youth Guardians, Martinez is on the front lines of a global teen-led environmental movement comprised of over 400 crews in 50 countries. In June, 2 years ago, at the age of 15, Martinez spoke at the UN General Assembly. He said, "I stand before you today representing my entire generation. We are facing a crisis that is beginning to affect every living system on our planet." And he urged representatives from the 200 nations standing in front of him to take immediate action. John Darcy, our Deputy Parks Commissioner here in North Hempstead, was speaking recently about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch to a group of grade school students. "How are we going to clean it up?" he asked. A little girl raised her hand. "One piece at a time," she answered. Boyan Slat was just a regular Dutch high school student when he went to Greece on a diving trip. Once underwater, he found, quote, there were more plastic bags than fish. And so he put both his university education and his social life on hold to focus all his time on trying to find a solution to the massive problem of plastic in our oceans. And now, after 5 years of work, he has created the infrastructure for a plan. Come 2018, having raised $320 million, SLAT is set to launch a fleet of solar-powered garbage collecting booms into the Pacific. Over the next 5 years, these booms are on course to collect 50% of the plastic in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. The waste that is recovered will then be recycled. Car bumpers, building materials, sunglasses, whatever you like. When Slat began working on this project, adults around him said no technology could possibly be invented that would serve his dreams, but he felt he must try. Lo alecha hamlacha ligmor. It is not up to you to complete the work, teaches Pirkei Avot. Velo ata ben horin lihivatel mimena, but you are not free to desist from trying. Okay. So what about those of us who are not investors or vegetarians or trash boom tugboat captains? Forget the kumbaya. Can our actions possibly have an impact? I mean, really? Taking the 8 minutes to walk back out to the Everfresh parking lot to get the reusable bags that I left in my trunk? Or even writing this sermon? The problem is so vast that as we begin to consider it, our eyes glaze over. our hearts go numb. Shivarim. We are called to embrace environmental consciousness, not because we are tree huggers, and not because we are holier than thou whale savers, but because we are Jews, obligated to live the words of Torah that we will read on Yom Kippur when God says, Ha'idoti bachem hayom, I have set before you habracha v'haklala, blessing and curse, says God. I have set before you hachayim v'hamavet, life and death. Choose life that you and your children may live. Saying a blessing, teaching our children to put that quarter in the pushka, the tzedakah box, showing up for the high holidays with a check or a can of food. We do these things not because we are sure they will overturn the world order, but because these acts, these choices define our covenant with God. Remember those Project to Be conversations? Sitting in each other's homes in small, intimate circles, we were invited to offer a piece of narrative from our lives, to describe a moment in which we felt connected to something bigger than ourselves. Inevitably, story after story recounted moments in nature. I recall one member of our community describing what it is like to be out on her sailboat at night, far from shore, a planetarium of stars overhead, floating on the ocean in the middle of the Milky Way. Vayikra Adonai el Avraham shenit, the angel of God called to Abraham from heaven a second time. Ki varech avarechacha, I will surely bless you and make your descendants kechochvei hashamayim, as numerous as the stars in the sky, v'chol asher al svat hayam, and as the sands on the seashore. And through your offspring, kol goyei haaretz, all the nations of the earth will be blessed. Rosh Hashanah, the birthday of the world, is the celebration, the affirmation of all humanity, of our global community. On Rosh Hashanah, we stand in awe and wonder at the utter majesty of creation. In our Machzor, our high holiday prayer book, we read, Chol be'e olam, all humankind will pass before you and revere you, all be bound together as one whole. At the conclusion of this service, just before the final shofar blast, our children will carry into our sanctuary a huge inflated globe. It's really big. I could barely get it into the synagogue. And fully acknowledging that that might be corny, and also acknowledging that this globe is constructed of plastic, and that it was, in fact, the jet planes and diesel engines of Amazon Prime, may its name be forever blessed, that brought it to my door, I still had to buy it for today. In the customer reviews for this purchase, a 3-year-old's words were recorded. When I look at the earth ball, he said, it makes my heart shine. There is something about seeing the globe whole, suspended in space, the way those Apollo 8 mission astronauts saw it for the first time back in '68. Now, in 57, 78, we are called as Jews to see our world from that sacred distance. 1,500 years ago in Kohelet Rabbah, the Midrash, our sages wrote, after creating Adam, that first human being, God led him around the Garden of Eden and said, behold my works, see how wonderful, how complex, how sublime, how beautiful they are. Everything in this world I have created for you and you. But ten da'at, beware, lest you spoil and destroy my world, for if you do, there will be no one to repair it after you. Rick Scott, Florida governor, announced to the residents of his state just before Irma made landfall, if you are in an area that was told to evacuate, you need to leave now. This is your last chance to make a good decision. For humanity dwelling on earth, this may in fact be our last chance to make a good decision. Said Ban Ali-Moon, the former Secretary General of the UN, we are the first generation that can put an end to poverty, and the last generation that can end climate change. Remember the castle burning, the lone wanderer outside? To our sages, that lone wanderer was Abraham, the first Jew, who noticed the castle, who saw that it was ablaze with horror and with great, great beauty. But now, as we face the new year, it is not a lone wanderer, nor is it Abraham who stands outside. No, the one standing at the door to the castle, our world, is God. And the question is one and the same. Shehabira hazo below manhig. Is this castle, this world which I have created without a master? God awaits our answer.
לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך נקדיש. ושפחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד כי אל מלך גדול כי אל מלך גדול וקדוש אתה לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד גודלך ולנצח נצחים ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. ברוך אתה אדוני המלך, המלך הקדוש.
We continue with our second shofar calls. Thank you, Rabbi Tara, for your powerful, powerful sermon. And this is completely also unrehearsed, sorry, but I was thinking of a friend of mine. Mayor's wearing off on me. There is, as we were listening to all the news reports of all the hurricanes, there was this sense of people preparing themselves with emergency preparedness kits. And I feel like the high holidays are our spiritual emergency preparedness kits, and that's what's going through my mind. And so the call of the shofar that we're about to hear, I invite you to think of that as your call to action spiritually through what we're going to be doing with all our work.
We continue on page 263 of our prayer books. And don't go anywhere yet because you haven't yet heard the Tekiah Gedolah. Page 263. We'll read responsively. A messenger from another time, a stranger here in our midst, the shofar sounds remembrance.
Remember, wherever you go, I am with you.
After the flood, in the wake of destruction, Noah discovered the rainbow.
Alone on a mountain, a knife in his hand.
At the end of her strength, afraid for her child, Hagar found a well in the wilderness.
Remember, wherever you go, I am with you.
In sounding the horn, we summon them back, zichronot, memories of those who saw signs of your presence.
A rock gives forth water. Hope can blossom in the desert.
And when loving hands lighten our darkness, you are there.
When we are caught in the thicket, feel alone or forgotten, the shofar sounds remembrance.
From the deep well of the past, in the depths of our own despair, the shofar sounds remembrance.
Remember, my presence goes with you and will enlighten your burden.
Page 267, we rise. God of remembrance, remember the covenant of our ancestors. We reaffirm it today. Remember, we are a people of noble ideals. Help us attain them. Remember all your people, all the nations on the road to peace. Bless their efforts. Remember with mercy the binding of Isaac, the sorrow of Sarah, Abraham's words, "Here I am." Our memory fades, but you remember all that we have forgotten. Your presence is a throne where all things matter and nothing is lost. Together, Baruch Atah Adonai, Zocher Habrit. Blessed are you, Adonai. You remember the covenant. You remember us. Page 268.
Shivarim teruah, Tekiah, Tekiah, Shivarim, Tekiah, Tekiah, Teruah, Tekiah. Rav lefanecha el ram v'nisan Areshet sefateinu Rav lefanecha el ram v'nisan Mevinu mazin mabitu makshiv lekol tekiyatenu Utkabel berachamim brachamim uvratzon Seder zichrotenu Mevinu mazin ma'abidu makshiv Kabel berachamim zichrotenu.
And now we can be seated, and I want to call up to offer the prayer for the congregation. Rudy Mayer, on behalf, Rudy, of you and Marcia, Rudy and Marcia, I'm told, are the first life members of Temple Beth-El a few short years ago. Maybe they're a few short decades ago now, Rudy. And the prayer for our congregation that Rudy will lead is on page 270. 270. Yeah, Rudy. Oh my gosh.
prayer for our congregation. Eternal presence, who blessed our mothers and fathers, bless this holy congregation, a house of study, prayer, and righteous deeds. Together we give thanks for our leaders, those who learn, teach, and uphold the Torah, inspiring others to learn, teach, and uphold the Torah, those who do the sacred work of building our community. May their service bring them joy, fulfillment, and purpose, and may they go from strength to strength.
Together, for our members, diverse in age, interest, and background, Jews by birth, Jews by choice, and those of other faiths who join with us, all who offer their time and talent, their love and commitment, for all who come here on this holy day of Rosh Hashanah to share the search for meaning and renewal. Your presence is a blessing,
your friendship a gift. May the spirit of peace, dignity, and respect live within these walls, inspiring us to care for one another with compassion. And may we be a source of goodness, light, and healing for the world. May the one who blessed the generations before us bless us as we stand together this day. One congregation joined with all Jewish communities of the world through our prayers on this festival of the new year. Let us renew ourselves for the year ahead. Let us honor the precious legacy that is ours.
Let us all say,
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Rudy.
Sir, thank you. Thank you.
And to offer the prayer for our country, I'd like to ask the Centners, David and Layla. The prayer for our country can be found on page 272. And Aviva as well. If you forgot what the perfect ponytail is, here you go.
God of holiness, we hear your message. Justice, justice you shall pursue. God of freedom, we hear your charge. Proclaim liberty throughout the land. Inspire us through your teachings and commandments to love and uphold our precious democracy. Let every citizen take responsibility for the rights and freedoms we cherish. Let each of us be an advocate for justice, an activist for liberty, a defender of dignity. And let us champion the values that make our nation a haven for the persecuted, a beacon of hope among the nations.
May our actions reflect compassion for all people within our borders and abroad. May our leaders and officials embody the vision of our founders to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity.
We pray for courage and conscience as we aim to support our country's highest values and aspirations, the hard-won rights that define us as a people, the responsibilities that they entail.
We pray for all who serve our country with selfless devotion in peace and in war, from fields of battle to clinics and classrooms, from government to the grassroots, all those whose noble deeds and sacrifice benefit our nation and our world.
We are grateful for the rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness that our founders ascribed to you, our Creator. We pray for their wisdom and moral strength, that we may be guardians of these rights for ourselves and for the sake of all people, now and forever.
Let us say, Amen. Thank you so much. So we are coming to the home. We are in the home stretch. We are going to offer our prayer for Israel, return the Torah, and then hear the final shofar call. and blast. Before our prayer for Israel, though, I have to take a moment to think about this moment as it were, relating to Israel. 2017 is a very big year, a centennial year. In 1917, 100 years ago, Lord John Balfour delivered the Balfour Declaration to Lord Rothschild, officially stating Britain's support for the creation of a Jewish state in Palestine, which then came about in 1948. But we don't only have a centennial to celebrate right now. We also have a jubilee, a 50th birthday. 2017 is the jubilee year since Israel became sovereign over Jerusalem and the Temple Mount. It's an alarm reminding us to wake up. Let me remind you as well as that alarm. You hold it up. It's a perfect timing. I'm serious. Throughout May, stay with me, this will take 3 minutes. Throughout May of 1967, Arab leaders repeatedly delivered lethal threats against the Jewish state. That's May of 67. On June 4th of 67, Yitzhak Rabin said this to his Air Force, I quote, "Remember, your mission is one of life or death. If you succeed, we win the war. If you fail, God help us." And then the next day on June 5th, 1967, 7:14 a.m., Israeli jets began their mission against Egyptian and Syrian air fleets. And by 11:05 a.m., most of the Egyptian Air Force and much of the Syrian Air Force were destroyed. The next day, June 6th at 2 a.m., the Israeli assault on the old city of Jerusalem began at Ammunition Hill. Raise your hand if you've been there. Ammunition Hill. And then the moment that will ring in Jewish ears forever on June 7th, yet the next day again at 10:08 a.m. Har Habayit biyadenu. The Temple Mount is in our hands. Har Habayit. Exactly. The Temple Mount is in our hands. That's what it's for. Those are the words of Moti Gur 50 years ago. Add a couple months. And a few moments later, an extraordinary exchange happened. Chief Communications Officer Ezra Orny hung an Israeli flag over where? The Dome of the Rock. And Moshe Dayan, if you know the geography of Jerusalem, Dome of the Rock was observing from Mount Scopus, where Hebrew University is. And Moshe Dayan angrily and immediately radios to Moti Gur and says, I quote, "Do you want to set the Middle East on fire?" And the Israeli flag came down from the Dome of the Rock. At that moment, the policy was set. Jewish sovereignty in Israel requires the protection of religious freedom. About 2 hours later, on June 7th, for the first time in over 2,000 years, a Jew, Rabbi Shlomo Goren, blew the shofar at the Temple Mount. It's not a coincidence that this is being read right now. In a few minutes, we'll do it here. Jerusalem, our most sacred city, and the Temple Mount, our holiest site. For the first time in almost 2,000 years, we blew the shofar. Har Habayit biyadenu. The Temple Mount was in our hands. 50 years ago, many of you were glued to your TVs, watching the lead up to the Six-Day War. We've heard the stories. A number of you sat in this very balcony and down below as well. Sitting up in that balcony with worry and fear and horror, and also with love and pride and devotion. Many of you sent up your prayers and sent down your checks. The story is that we've been told, Tara and I, checks were coming down from that balcony. Checks that were coming from the heart in order to give hope to our brothers and sisters in Israel. Zionism envisioned a Jew of muscle, a Jew who could take care of herself and himself. In June of 67, for the first time in 2 millennia, Jews were proud to be Jewish. Israel's victory gave us an unimaginable sense of pride. We were David defeating Goliath. But understand, in May of 67, Arab leaders were promising our total and absolute destruction. Less than 30 years before the Shoah, Israel's Prime Minister Levi Eshkol ordered thousands of graves were dug. We were preparing for disaster, catastrophe. It was unfathomable in May of 67 for Jews, for Israelis, to imagine what would happen in June. Who are we today? May of 67 Jews or June of 67 Jews? Are we Jews bracing for imminent destruction? Or are we Jews feeling the miracle, blessing, and the extraordinary responsibility of power? Are we May or June? Without question, we must be both. Of course, not just Israel are we called to carry on our shoulders, but the entire world. Avinu Shebashamayim, our prayer for Israel, on page 274.
Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'Golo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'Golo. Barech, barech et Medinat Yisrael, Reishit tzmichar geulateinu, Hagein aleha bevrat hazdecha, Ufros aleha sukat shalomecha. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'Golo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'Golo. Ushlach orcha v'mitcha l'sharshecha sareha v'yotzeha v'taknei beitza tova milfanecha v'taknei beitza tova milfanecha. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'Golo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'Golo.
Okay, as we wind up before the final shofar blast, a few announcements. This afternoon, rain or shine, Tashlich, shine at Stepping Stone Park, 3 p.m. Come toss your bread and your sins upon the water. It's a wonderful moment for our community. And tomorrow, 10 a.m. on the Rudin Garden in a tent, we will have second day Rosh Hashanah services, interactive teaching. It's really Hamish, it's really fun. Come. And this Sunday, September 24th, our memorial service at Beth Moses Cemetery will be at 11 a.m. And of course, thank yous. We always want to say those, and I just want to start by saying how incredibly full my heart is leading with this dynamic clergy team. really. And, you know, we didn't even get to experience Rabbi Mulbaum much because she was upstairs doing the heavy lifting with our families and youth, even more important. But truly, it's such a joy.
Okay, a few more thank yous. Stu, we're about Winnick. If you do... Oh, all right.
He
okay.
went home.
You know, it's a great thing.
He's praying with his family.
With his family. All right. If you don't know Stu, our executive director, I really encourage you to know him. He's a really beautiful man, and we're grateful to him. Our maintenance staff, led under the direction of Frank Stark. All of you, each and every one of you, thank you a ton wherever you are, somewhere in the building, tending to something. Our administrative staff, Joy and Daphne, Charlene, Joy and Amanda. Amanda, I saw you and little beautiful Ari somewhere. You're such a blessing to us. A very, very important thank you. Elaine, you're here. Is Bill still here? No. The sweat and tears and love and care you give is so profoundly critical and valuable. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without you.
And all those backing you up with help in the office and as ushers and beyond. Today, Ann Finkelstein, Gloria Landsberg, Jill Emanuel, Vicki Silver, and Courtney, Cindy Gold, Glenda Artsis, Rochelle Rosenblum, Claire Cummins, Cook, and Kara Myers. Those are some that have been helping in the office.
Sandy Kaplan leading up our usher corps. I don't know where you are, Sandy. It's hard to see anybody from here, but thank you a ton. And all of you who assisted in the ushering. Shelley, I don't know if you're around or not, but thank you as well.
Flowers on the inside, we thank Sandy Lubert and Elise Kosarin. And for the flowers on the outside that just bless us every time we walk in the building, thank you Eileen Walk and Gail Monister and Barbara Wexler.
Steve Coteen, Gary Kestner for helping to make all of these honors run smoothly. Gary and Stephen, why are you smiling, Coteen? You're an amazing partner. I love you both. Thank you a ton. To our Torah chanters, Josh and Sophia and Rebecca and Lori Beth and Wendy, the men in your life, Grandpa Ziegler and Grandpa Silver and Jordan and Zachary, and to Tracy Feldman, who really was such a profound help and guide in this as well. Cantor Lappin, a massive thank you. Your voice takes me to higher galaxies, and it's about your vocal cords, but it's somewhere much deeper than your vocal cords. It's in your neshama. It's a beautiful neshama that you have.
Thank you to our Haftarah chanters, to Kara Laufer and Sophie Miro, and of course to our incredible, amazing choir, to Joan Barton, Paul Burkett, Marie Ann Chenevey, who is celebrating this high holiday season 30 years with our choir, 30 years. Elizabeth Franklin, Brandon Heinem, Ed Joseph, George Jan Jones, Scott Kipnis, Elise Kosarin, Ronald Crown, Gabby Lowell, Rona Miller, Karen Siegel, Jenny Lynn Stewart, Susan Stumer, Elizabeth Thorne, Valerie Volmer, Richard Walker, Nicholas Werman. Of course, thank you to Dr. Pamela Levy for joining us for these high holidays. We are really honored to have her. And thank you to our, for the first time ever, sound engineer these high holidays, to Mike Meehan. Thank you so much for being here.
Michael, thank you. Okay, we want to ask Stephen Coteen and Stu Luber to come up. A mentor of mine used to say all the time, Marcelo Bronstein.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, that's my fault. Used to say to me that, our sermon is what we do. That's our sermon, and what we do. And Stephen and Stu, you lead some of the work here that is so central to the history, the 9 decades of Temple Beth-El. We would like you to share a little bit about that.
Last year on this bima, our rabbis charged us with keeping the shelves at the Great Neck Food Pantry filled for the year. The Brotherhood, with the generous donations of this congregation, have fulfilled that charge. Today I'm asking you, in lieu of bringing food next Saturday, please make a donation and put your check in the Brotherhood box on the front desk. The money makes it much easier for us to give the food pantry what they need, when they need it, on a bi-weekly basis. Thank you.
On this very special day, it's appropriate to offer a special thanks to you, the congregation. Brotherhood thanks you for your support of the food pantry. In Great Neck, there are 65 families that depend upon the food pantry on a regular basis. Temple Beth-El has made a real difference. With your help this past year, we've brought over 1,000 quarts of milk, hundreds of pounds of rice, beans of every shape and color, and on many, many occasions, we've gone to Costco, filled those big shopping carts with chickens, brought them over to the food pantry. This would not be possible without your help. Recently, Brotherhood was approached by Hatzilu, a well-known Jewish charity. Hatzilu functions on Long Island. In fact, the community where they have the greatest need, the community where they help the most people, is Great Neck. There are 13 families in Great Neck. They are old, they are financially poor, and they need our help. They are all Jewish. Brotherhood would like to, in fact, be supportive of them. Perhaps on a monthly basis, provide them with some food or with some cans of materials that would help them. We need your help to make this possible. As you know, the High Holiday Food Drive has begun. Stephen said it, as Rabbi said last night, we would be happy to have non-perishable food, but we would be delighted to have checks made out to Brotherhood at Temple Beth-El, on the memo, food pantry. 100% of your contributions will go to support the food pantry. So we thank you in advance for your help. On behalf of Brotherhood, our new president, Marty Einhorn, we wish everyone a healthy and a happy New Year.
Beautiful. In the off chance that there's any men in the room looking for a little bit more meaning in our lives, I know we're maxed out in terms of meaning, but in the off chance we're looking for a little bit more meaning, I guarantee if you connect with these guys and our men's group, our Brotherhood, you'll feel more meaning. It'll happen. Guarantee. So in a moment we're going to return the Torah, and Adam Bender will blow our final shofar call. But before that, I want to just acknowledge Leah Fried, our JTC president. Leah, thank you. David Schwartz, it's a pleasure. I love your yarmulke, your Bukharian kippah. Where'd you get that? Do you know?
Bukharia.
In Bukharia. Good, perfect. Gary Sloman, it's a pleasure and a privilege to share this bima with you and share so many precious moments. Big questions, small questions, funny conversations, stressful conversations. It's all a blessing. Thank you.
So we are all waiting with bated breath for Dr. Bender, but a few more, just very briefly. If you were inspired by the sermon, want to show up and help me think through how we can begin to be more sustainable as a community or go beyond the walls of Temple Beth-El, you know where to find me, but there's also a sign-up in the foyer. And a few Yom Kippur-related announcements. Really, you should plan to stay all day. We'll have our normal services beginning at 10 a.m., the same youth and tot options also at 10, chapel meditations, always an incredible moment at 1:30, Yizkor at 2:30, Rabbi Davidson will once again, another year, will be graced with his presence. And then after Yizkor at 2:30, we'll be leading into a very, very special afternoon experience.
Stick around after Yizkor. Immediately after Yizkor, we're beginning the heart of of what it means to conclude Yom Kippur. How do we take our great struggles and our tragedies and transform them into something positive? We'll have a Jewish and a Palestinian Israelis, each of whom have lost a child to the violence in Israel, talk about their story. This will be at about 3:30, 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, how they chose, rather than to respond to their tragedy with anger and bitterness and violence, how they've chosen to the path of understanding, dialogue, repentance, forgiveness, reconciliation. Stick around after Yizkor. Very, very moving experience. And then into Ne'ilah, which will conclude at 6:30.
Okay. So now we rise as we turn to page 276 for Aleinu and Kaddish.
Hodo al Eretz, page 276. Hodo al Eretz, we put the Torah away.
Okay. That's what I meant.
יהללו את שם אדוני כי נשגב שמו לבדו.
We continue with Aleinu on page 286. Please remain standing, page 286.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומשתחווים ומודים ומודים. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Too early.
May be seated. This is a time of memory for all of us, but we acknowledge specifically in the last 30 days the passing of Daniel Axon, Denise Fubini, Jeffrey Kaplan, and the Yortsites this week for Kelly, Christian, Abraham Hollins, Bessie Hollins, and Ruth Marcus. If it is your custom to rise for the Mourner's Kaddish and you wish to do so now, we are on page 292. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, v'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomechon, v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala u'bizman kariv yimru.
Amen.
Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam U'Lalmei Almaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudshah b'richu. Le'ela, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran bi'alma v'yimru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to our hearts and peace to the world. Oseh shalom. So we are on page, we're going to turn back to 283. And as we offer the words of Oseh shalom, our children will hopefully be coming in momentarily. And we really want to officially thank Dr. Adam Bender for not only the incredible sound of the shofar, but the passion that you have for this mitzvah, the intention you bring to it, the pride and the history in this community. And I'm not sure we recognized our wonderful president, Mr. Epstein, our partner in crime and sacred acts. It's an honor to be on this bima with you. Okay, well, the kids may be coming shortly. We're
ready. We're
going to
ready
begin.
for them. We're ready if they're here.
Are they here? Awesome.
Please rise. Please rise. Page 284. Baruch atah Adonai shomea kol truat amo Yisrael berachamim. Blessed are you in our lives, Adonai. You hear with love the shofar, true voice of your people, Israel.
Shevarim teruah. Reshet sifateinu yerav lefanecha el ram benisa. Reshet sifateinu yerav lefanecha el ram benisa. Mevinu mazin mabitu makshiv lekol tekiyatenu. Mevinu mazin mabitu makshiv lekol tekiyatenu. Utkabel berachamim rachamim uvratzon seder seder shofrotenu.
Shana Tova. Tashlich at 3 o'clock. Shana Tova.